Hi, I'm TLC from Quantum Balance Crystals. I'm the heart of QBC. And welcome here today as we dive deep into the Aqua, higher heart chakra. The really cool thing about the Aqua is that it's really the bridge. It's a bridge from our lower chakras to our upper chakras. So after we've done all of our heart work, we have our pink feminine heart chakra open for receiving, our heart chakra for giving. Then it's time for our heart to start expressing itself. And that's where the higher heart comes in. It's a bridge to help that heart express itself through the throat. So it's located right above the heart and right below the throat. The color of this chakra is blue and green, and some people might think that's turquoise, but here we call it aqua because we like to see it as water, because we're all made up of water. That's why we resonate so well with crystals. And so a good visual that I use for myself is I imagine myself as having my energy field is actually a river flowing through me. And I needed to keep all my channels open. No rocks, no obstacles. That's why it's so important to clear out the lower chakras. And then when you get to the heart and the heart is opened, then now the heart can express itself through the throat. And so I like to see myself as a river, and my energy is flowing very fluidly and very free. So when you're working with the wisdom inside your heart, you're going to really see where you can follow your heart and listen to your own guidance and your own intuition. And it gets you out of your head, out of your reasoning, out of your doubts, out of that calculated thinking. It's going to allow you to be very free-spirited. And you're going to accept and realize there's a lot of unknowns out there. And you're not going to be afraid of them anymore. You're going to be really looking forward to your journey. Well, the other thing about higher heart is that when you're really accessing your heart, you're following it, you're listening to your guidance inside. And if you find any attachments that show up, so these attachments could be guilt, could be grief, could be even loneliness could be one too. And those are the attachments I'm talking about. We have to process through them and to get them to release. And that's why doing the work is so important. You want to go through all of these emotional attachments that we have so we can open up that channel and be free. This way we have free access to our higher energies. And it's all about raising our vibration. So it's very important when you're working with this energy center that you're grounded, you're trusting yourself, you're very disciplined, you're in your own power, and your love is given and receiving abundantly. And that's all opened up first before you can really access into the higher heart. In my experience of working with the higher heart, is I really like to see myself as a free-flowing river. Like my energy field was just a river. And if I ever felt anything stuck or stagnant inside of it, or any pain or tension in my body, I dove deep in there and started working on my chakras again, my lower chakras. So I really used the higher heart as my indicator, because one of my mantras was always to see everything for my highest good. So that's your higher self, your higher chakra, your highest good. And to do that, you might start seeing some things that are a little bit uncomfortable or out of place, and that's when you know to go back into your lower chakras and start doing the work on those. Many years ago, I had an experience with my grandfather. He was very sick, and he was in his 80s, and he was in the hospital. And all of a sudden, I got a message in my heart. Right now, I'm getting goosebumps actually just thinking about it. And it said to go to the hospital. So I went to the hospital with a very open heart. My higher heart was really open, and I was channeling my heart energy. I went into the hospital, and when I was there, everybody said, your grandpa isn't talking to anybody. He's really upset. He doesn't want, no more tubes and different things. And so I just sat there, and I was really still and just let my heart open. And then also my grandfather started talking to me about angels. He said there was angels in the room. He said my grandmother was there. And I got the feeling, and then he started talking to me about, like I was asking him questions, like I was really afraid of public speaking. and he was a big public speaker. And so he started telling me all the things about his life way back that was just so interesting. And I was there for 2 hours. He couldn't stop talking to me. And then when I went home, my mom said, "What happened?" And I said, "Grandpa just talked to me for 2 hours about all kinds of past memories he was having." And she's like, "Oh my God, he hasn't talked to anybody." And then I had an angel in my hand, and I said, "Can you hold this angel?" The next morning, the nurses said he was still looking at that angel in his hand. But what I got from that experience too, as my grandpa was ready to let go, he was ready to go with Grandma. And so I was able to go home with that to my mom then and said, "Mom, let's do a meditation. Let's really let Grandpa go." Because when people need him and want him to stay, he's not free. He's a free spirit too. So we did a meditation and we said, "Grandpa, we let you go. We love you. We bless you. You always will be in our heart." And then he passed very quietly. Okay, so what was happening with my grandfather is I was allowing my heart to be channeling, and I helped my mom too, is that you allow the grief to move through you and move past you so your loved ones can go in peace. Because we always feel like we get needy, we need them, we love them, we want them to stay with us forever. And that's how the higher heart can help you. It can help you channel through these emotions and these feelings and just realize that everybody is a free spirit. If you're in a point of your life where grief has really struck you and you've lost a loved one, or a loved one, you're going to be losing a loved one, then that's where it's really important that you tune into your heart and you keep that energy flowing and you allow the heart to let go, because you want that channel to open, because grief can get stuck and stagnant in your field. I'm going to leave you with some of my favorite affirmations, and hopefully they'll resonate with you too. Number 1 is, I allow my heart to fully express itself. And number 2 is, I contain a well of wisdom. And number 3, I live in the flow. And number 4, my heart is wide open. In conclusion of this video, I want to thank you all for sharing your time with us and for listening. And I want you to really practice your higher heart and keeping yourself an open channel so energy can just flow right through you and you can live in the flow.